Welcome to a deep dive that might just change how you think about money, and maybe even life itself. We're diving into Your Money or Your Life, the updated classic by Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez, with Monique Tilford.
Yeah, it's a book that's helped so many people, like millions, rethink their relationship with money.
And achieve financial independence.
Exactly. But the real treasure, I think, is how it helps you figure out what enough really means, Like what actually satisfies you.
I think we've all had that feeling of being stuck on a treadmill.
Oh, totally.
We work more to buy more, but we never quite reach that feeling of contentment.
Right.
It's like, is this it? Is this all there is?
Yeah.
And this book really digs into that feeling, especially in our crazy 21st century world.
It really challenges that idea that's so ingrained in us, that more money automatically equals more happiness.
Right.
And it uses this surprising fact to back that up. Despite all the wealth, that we've accumulated as a society, happiness levels in the U.S. haven't actually budged since the mid-20th century.
It's wild, isn't it?
It is.
So it's like we're all following this outdated map, going in circles.
Yeah.
But never getting to that true destination of happiness.
It's like we're lost, but we think we know where we're going.
Exactly. And the book calls this trap the money trap.
Did she?
Right. It
Yeah.
is. And to illustrate it, it paints this pretty vivid picture of like the daily grind,
Oh, I know it well.
Soul-crushing commutes.
Don't get me started.
Long hours at jobs we might not even, all to earn money for things we might not even need.
It's a cycle.
It is.
Yeah, it's like we're trading our most precious resource.
Our time.
Yeah, our life energy, our time, our effort, all for money that we then spend on things that
don't really matter.
Yeah, things that don't bring us, lasting fulfillment.
It's almost like we're working to just keep working.
Right, and it's exhausting.
Totally. And to make things even more complex, this whole system, like our entire economy, is based on this idea of endless growth.
It's a machine that needs to keep feeding.
But our planet's resources aren't endless, are they?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
The book uses a really striking analogy to illustrate this.
I'm listening.
Imagine a petri dish filled with bacteria, right? They
Oh.
just keep multiplying and multiplying until they've consumed every last resource.
Yeah.
And then, boom, the whole system collapses.
So are we the bacteria in this scenario?
Well, the book definitely makes you think about that.
It does.
If we keep pushing for this unlimited economic growth on a planet with finite resources, are we heading for a similar fate? It's a sobering thought, for sure.
It is. Okay, so how did we get here?
Yeah.
How did we end up so fixated on consuming more and more?
It's a fascinating story, actually. It
Yeah.
wasn't just an accident,
Okay.
The book kind of digs into this history of consumerism,
Okay.
revealing that it was actually, deliberately created.
Wait, really?
Yeah, back in the early 20th century.
Okay.
As productivity increased, people started having more leisure time.
So less work, more free time.
Exactly. But instead of embracing this newfound freedom, there was this fear
Oh, no.
that fewer working hours would lead to an economic downturn.
So instead of more free time, we were told we needed to buy more things.
To keep the economy humming along.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
And advertising played a huge role in this shift.
I bet.
It became so sophisticated at, shaping our desires and convincing us that happiness,
Could be found in a shopping mill.
basically, they sold us this idea that happiness could be found in acquiring more stuff.
And we bought it, literally.
We did. Hook, line, and sinker.
And this brings us to what I think is a really crucial idea in the book.
Okay, I'm all ears.
The idea of enough.
Ah, yes, the elusive enough.
Right.
It's so central to everything.
It is.
The book introduces the concept of the fulfillment curve to illustrate this.
Okay.
Have you heard of this?
I've seen it in the book, yeah.
Okay, cool. So the fulfillment curve shows how our happiness increases as we spend money.
On the basics, right.
Yeah, like the essentials, like food, shelter, those things.
Uh-huh.
But after a certain point, additional spending doesn't really, move the needle on our happiness meter.
It's like diminishing returns.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the difference between, say, moving from a tiny studio apartment to a comfortable one-bedroom.
Yeah.
That first upgrade probably brings a huge jump in happiness, right?
Sorts.
But then upgrading again to a luxury penthouse,
Right.
while nice, obviously, doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily bring that same boost to your overall well-being.
Right.
Eventually, that curve just flattens out,
And even starts to decline.
Exactly. And that decline, that's where the problem of clutter comes in.
Clutter. Yeah.
So clutter is anything we own beyond what we actually need and use.
So basically, all this stuff we don't really need, but we hold on to anyway.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And the book argues that all this clutter, it can actually weigh us down,
Oh, I could definitely see that.
both physically and mentally,
Oh, yeah.
decreasing our fulfillment instead of adding to it.
So less is more, in a way.
In a way, yeah.
Okay, so if this more is better mindset isn't working, then what is? What's the alternative?
Well, the book talks about this idea of financial intelligence,
Okay.
which sounds kind of jargony, I know,
It does.
but it's actually a really simple, powerful concept.
Okay, so what does it actually mean?
So financial intelligence, it goes beyond just knowing how to, make money or balance a budget.
Right.
It's about developing like a deeper understanding of your relationship with money
Right.
and making choices based on that awareness.
So it's about being more mindful and intentional with our money.
Exactly. It's about questioning those deeply ingrained assumptions, that we've been talking about.
Like the idea that more money equals more happiness.
Yeah, exactly. It's about honestly assessing where your money goes and why.
That's where tools like tracking your expenses and creating a balance sheet come in.
Yeah,
They're
they're so helpful.
Yeah.
They help you gain a clear picture of your financial situation, see where your money is actually going.
Instead of just wondering where it all went at the end of the month.
Exactly. It's like shining a light on your spending habits.
Yeah. And then what? What do you do with that information?
Well, that's where the real work begins.
Okay.
It's about becoming aware of your spending habits and then asking yourself, does this align with my values?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. Like, does this spending actually bring me lasting fulfillment? Would I still make these same choices if I didn't have to work for a living?
Wow. Those are some tough questions. I'm already feeling challenged just thinking about applying them to my own spending.
I know, right?
But it's clear that this awareness phase, this is crucial for setting the foundation
It's like step one, really.
for the rest of the program.
Exactly. Once you have a clear understanding of your past and present relationship with money,
Then what?
then you can start to consciously create a new and more fulfilling future.
And that's where the next phase of the program comes in.
The action phase.
Okay, so we've laid the groundwork with awareness. What actions do we need to take to break free from the money trap and start creating that new future? That's what we'll be exploring in part 2 of our deep dive into your money or your life. See you then.
Welcome back to our deep dive into your money or your life. Last time we were talking about awareness, right?
Yeah, we explored those first 2 steps.
Gaining awareness of our past and present relationship with money.
Exactly.
It was pretty eye-opening.
It is.
But now it's time to actually, do something about it.
Right, to take action.
Move into that action phase, right?
Right. Steps 3 through 7.
Okay.
These are all about taking concrete actions to transform your financial reality.
So, what can we actually do?
Well, it starts with minimizing spending.
Okay, so that's step 3.
Yeah, step 3.
Minimizing spending. That sounds a bit daunting, to be honest.
I know it can seem that way, but it's
Yeah.
not about deprivation
Okay.
or like penny pinching
Right.
for the sake of it, you know?
It's about being more intentional with your spending.
Okay.
Making sure that every dollar you spend aligns with
Your values.
your values, your goals.
So it's about quality over quantity.
Exactly.
I've always struggled with the idea of cutting back, you know?
I get it.
I always associate it with feeling deprived or
Yeah.
I'm missing out.
Yeah, it can feel like that.
Yeah.
But the book, it kind of reframes minimizing spending
Okay.
in a way that feels more empowering.
Okay, how so?
They introduce this concept called Wall Street frugality,
Wall Street frugality.
which basically reframes frugality as a form of smart investing.
Interesting.
Just like a savvy investor
right?
carefully researches and selects investments
Huh?
that will yield the highest returns.
Yeah.
A Wall Street frugalist, they apply the same principles.
To their spending?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Every dollar spent is an investment in a life that truly aligns with their values and
Brings lasting fulfillment.
exactly. It's about shifting your mindset, you know,
Right.
from I have to cut back to I'm choosing to invest my money wisely.
It's subtle but powerful.
It really is.
Yeah, that already feels less restrictive
Yeah,
and more like I'm in control.
exactly. It's not about deprivation.
Right.
It's about empowerment.
I like that. Okay, so we've minimized our spending.
We're being more intentional.
Right. What's next?
Well, then it's time to maximize your income.
Okay, step 4.
Step 4, maximizing income.
Okay, that sounds straightforward enough.
Right.
Get a raise, find a higher paying job.
Right. Well, the book kind of takes a more nuanced approach, I would say. It's not just about earning more money.
Okay.
It's about understanding the true value of your time and energy.
Okay.
It encourages you to calculate your real hourly wage.
Real hourly wage. What's that?
So it means factoring in all the hidden costs of working.
Like what?
Both in terms of time and money. It's not just your salary divided by
the number of hours you work each week.
Exactly. It's more than that.
Okay.
It's about acknowledging all the life energy that goes into earning that money.
So things like my commute time.
Yes.
Unpaid overtime, the time I spend getting ready for work.
All of that.
Even the time I spend decompressing after a stressful day.
Absolutely. It's about seeing the full picture.
Okay.
Of how much of your life energy you're trading.
For each dollar you earn.
Right. It can be pretty eye-opening.
I bet, especially if you're working long hours or have a demanding job.
Definitely.
I can see how calculating my real hourly wage could make me think twice about taking on extra work or accepting a job that
has a really long commute.
Right, exactly. It helps me make more informed choices about how I spend my time and energy, not just my money.
Exactly, and that awareness can be so empowering.
Yeah.
It leads to a more conscious and intentional way of living.
Which perfectly aligns with step 5.
Which is all about
valuing your life energy and aligning your spending with that value.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm sensing a theme here.
Oh, yeah.
Awareness, intentionality.
It's all connected.
It's like the book is guiding us towards a more mindful way of living, not just a more mindful way of
managing our money.
Right, exactly.
It's about your whole life.
Yeah. Okay, so step 5, valuing our life energy.
So step 5 encourages you to look at your spending through the lens of your real hourly wage.
Okay.
Instead of thinking, this latte cost me $5, you start to think, this latte cost me 30 minutes of my life energy.
Oh, wow. That puts things in perspective.
It really does.
Yeah.
It reframes your spending decisions in a whole new light.
Suddenly, those impulse buys don't seem so appealing, do they?
Not so much.
When you're thinking about how much of your precious life energy you're trading for them.
Right. It makes you pause and ask, is this purchase really worth it?
Is this worth the time and effort I put into earning that money?
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we're spending more intentionally.
Right.
We're valuing our life energy. What's next?
Well, then it's time to start saving money.
Step 6.
Step 6. Saving.
Okay, but again, it's not about
deprivation.
But or hoarding money.
No, not at all.
For the sake of it.
It's about freedom.
Because if we're valuing our life energy, saving becomes about
buying back your time and freedom.
It's like an investment in our future well-being.
Exactly. Instead of seeing saving as a chore, you start to see it as a way to create more space for the things that truly matter to you.
Like what?
It could be anything. Spending time with your family, pursuing your hobbies.
Traveling.
Yeah, traveling. It's about freeing yourself from that constant need to work.
Just to make ends meet.
Right.
So if I know my real hourly wage is, say, $20 an hour.
Okay.
And I save $100, it's like I've just bought back 5 hours of my life.
That's a powerful way to look at it, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
It helps you make more conscious choices about how you spend your time and energy.
Because you're aware of the trade-offs involved.
Exactly.
Do you want to spend your life energy working to buy things you don't need?
Right. Or do you want to free up that life energy to
pursue your passions, spend time with loved ones, or just relax and enjoy life?
It's your choice.
Okay, so we've saved up some money.
We're feeling good.
What do we do with it?
That brings us to step 7, investing.
Investing. Okay.
This is where you make your money work for you.
Okay.
The book takes a really practical, long-term approach to investing.
Okay.
Emphasizing diversification and low-cost index funds.
So it's not about getting rich quick.
No, it's not about chasing risky trends or anything like that.
Okay.
It's about slow, steady, sustainable growth.
It's about planting seeds that will grow over time.
I like that analogy.
Allowing you to gradually build wealth and create financial security.
For yourself and your family.
Right, exactly.
And by investing wisely, you're essentially buying back even more of your life energy.
I love how this book keeps emphasizing the connection between money and life energy.
It's so important.
It's not just about the numbers. It's about
creating a life that feels good.
Yeah, creating a life that feels aligned with your values and priorities.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered the first 7 steps, the action steps.
A doing part.
Right, the doing part. But there's more.
There's 2 more steps.
Okay, and these are more about, like, internal transformation.
Yeah, they shift the focus from external actions to
Internal transformation.
it's about aligning your life with your values, your purpose, and your definition of enough.
That's where we're headed next time.
In part 3,
The final part of our deep dive.
can't wait.
Me neither. See you then. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into your money or your life. We've covered a lot of ground, right?
We have. It's been a journey.
From calculating our real hourly wage
Oh, yeah.
to reframing saving as, like, buying back our time.
And freedom.
Right,
All
exactly.
powerful stuff.
It is. It is. So last time we were talking about those first 7 steps.
The action steps.
Yeah. The concrete actions we can take.
You gain control
Right.
of our finances.
And break free from that.
Money trap.
Yes, the money trap. But there are 2 more steps.
There
really.
are the final 2.
Okay, and these are more about internal transformation.
Yeah, they're more about shifting our focus from those external actions
Right.
to what's going on inside of us.
Our mindset.
Our mindset, our beliefs, our values.
Okay, I'm ready for this.
Good, because this is where the real magic happens.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So, step 8, simplifying your life.
Ah, simplification.
How does that involve?
Think of it like a deep decluttering.
Okay,
But it goes way beyond just, tidying up your physical space.
okay.
It's about examining every area of your life, really.
Like what?
Your possessions, your commitments, your relationships.
Oh, well, that's a lot.
It is, and asking yourself some really tough questions.
Like what? Give me an example.
Like, what truly brings me joy and fulfillment? What can I let go of that's no longer serving me?
Those are tough questions.
They are, but they're so important
Yeah.
because it's about creating more space in your life.
For the things that really matter.
Exactly, both physically and mentally.
I can see how this step would be incredibly freeing.
It is.
Imagine letting go of all the things that are weighing you down.
All that baggage.
Right. Both physically and mentally. But it also sounds a bit daunting, to be honest.
I know, it can feel overwhelming.
Yeah.
But the book suggests starting small.
Okay, so like where? Where do you even begin?
You can choose one area of your life to focus on.
Okay.
Maybe it's your closet,
Okay.
your kitchen, your schedule, your commitments.
Right, right.
Just start somewhere.
Okay, and then what?
As you start to experience the benefits of simplification in that one area,
Yeah.
you'll feel more motivated to tackle other areas of your life.
So it's like creating a positive feedback loop.
Exactly.
Where the act of simplifying one area of your life.
That inspires you to simplify other areas.
Right. Okay.
And as you continue down this path, you'll likely find that you need less and less to feel content.
That's interesting.
You'll start to appreciate those, simple things in life, the
Yeah.
experiences, the relationships that truly matter.
Okay.
You'll start to shift away from that mindset of scarcity,
Yeah.
and towards a mindset of abundance.
It's like a whole different way of looking at the world.
It is. It's a shift in perspective.
This reminds me of something we talked about earlier.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
The fulfillment curve.
Ah, yes.
By simplifying our lives,
Uh-huh.
we're essentially moving ourselves further along that curve.
Towards genuine fulfillment.
Right, exactly.
We're creating more space for joy.
I like that.
And that leads us beautifully into step 9,
Which is,
shifting from a consumer mindset to a contributor mindset.
okay, this is a big one.
It is. This is where the real transformation happens.
So tell me more. What does it mean to move from a consumer mindset to a contributor mindset?
So a consumer mindset, it's all about acquiring more and more, right?
More stuff, more experiences.
Yeah, stuff, experiences, even validation,
Yeah.
It's driven by that feeling of not enough.
I think we all know that feeling.
We do, we all do. A contributor mindset, on the other hand,
Yeah.
it's about giving back,
Okay.
about making a positive impact on the world around you.
So it's like shifting our focus
From what can I get?
to what can I give?
Exactly. And this shift, it can be incredibly transformative.
In what way?
When we move from a consumer mindset to a contributor mindset, we tap into a deep well of purpose and meaning.
It's like we're moving from a state of lack to a state of abundance.
Exactly. Instead of constantly striving for more, we start to appreciate the abundance that already exists.
Within us and around us.
Yeah, and we're inspired to share that abundance with others.
So how do we actually make that shift? Like, what does that look like in practice?
It can take so many forms,
Okay.
It might involve volunteering your time, donating to causes you care about,
Right.
starting a business that aligns with your values, or just being
Yeah.
more mindful of your everyday choices and how they impact others.
So it's not just about grand gestures. It's about,
The little things, yeah.
the little things adding up.
Exactly.
It's about recognizing that we all have unique gifts to share with the world.
We do.
And our contributions, big or small, can make a difference.
They really can.
And when we live from this contributor mindset,
We experience this deep sense of purpose and fulfillment.
we feel connected to something bigger than ourselves,
Yeah, and we know our lives have meaning.
beyond just consuming and accumulating.
Exactly. It's about creating a legacy.
This has been an amazing journey,
It has.
this whole deep dive.
Into your money or your life.
Right. It's just been, like, mind-blowing for me.
I'm so glad to hear that.
It really has. It's
Yeah.
made me think about things in a whole new way.
That's what it's all about.
It's not just about money. It's about, right, it's about life. It's about our values,
Our purpose.
how we spend our time and energy.
And how we can make a difference in the world.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into your money or your life. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey.
It's been a pleasure.
I hope you found this deep dive as thought-provoking and inspiring as we have.
Me too.
We encourage you to keep exploring these ideas.
Keep questioning.
Challenge your own assumptions.
And create a life.
That is truly your own.
A life that is both financially free and deeply fulfilling.
Until next time.